Welcome to Daniel's Inferno. My name is Daniel. Happy Remembrance Day, Happy Veterans Day, Happy Armistice Day. Today is a very special day. If you did not give your 2 minutes of silence at 11, then please at some point today honor those who died for our freedoms. Today's video in honor of Remembrance Day. I thought I would discuss Canadian values and what's going, that whole Don Cherry controversy has started a conversation in Canada on apparently the choice whether or not to wear a poppy. And I think many people have forgotten what the poppy itself represents. So we are going to talk a little bit about what Canadians are talking about, and then we are going to talk about the representation of the poppy itself. So as you can see on my screen here, Ron MacLean, who is the co-host of Don Cherry's Hockey Saturday Nights in Canada, he apologizes for not challenging Don Cherry's, quote, hurtful and prejudiced comments. Now, we're not going to talk about this too much. I just wanted to say that Ron MacLean, I don't think there was anything prejudiced in his comments. I don't even think they were hurtful, personally. Saying you people that come here, I mean, at some point my family came here way long ago, and thankfully I assimilated and I respect and value the culture that I live in, and that's one of the reasons that I wear this, and that I've done videos so far on the poppy, on the importance on the poppy, on how the rainbow poppy, the symbol itself, was demeaning the poppy. So I thought we'd just read what Ron here said. During last night's broadcast, Don made comments that were hurtful and prejudiced, and I wish I had handled myself differently. It was a divisive moment, and I am truly upset with myself for allowing it. I have worked with Don for 30 years, and we both love hockey, but last night I know we failed you. Wow. This guy is a capitulator. It's the only word I'm going to use. So on Twitter, because of all of this, people are having a discussion about the poppy. And I found this tweet by a Canadian journalist, and I actually have some dealings with this person, if it is who I think it is. An ex-BuzzFeed journalist, actually. And he writes, "This is exactly why I don't wear a poppy. Even apart from the militarism that is inextricably part of the whole ritual, poppy fanaticism is often just barely disguised white supremacist rhetoric about real Canadians versus ungrateful interlopers." I'll tell you this much. For me, the poppy represents veterans who passed away and gave us the society we live in. They did not have the choice whether or not to fight the evils that they went off to fight. They did not have the choice whether or not to face the machine gun fire, to fight against mustard gas, the horrors of war that they saw and had to endure. They chose to go there for us, and I don't understand how someone can argue that poppy fanaticism, which I don't think it's fanaticism, I think it's just respect, so poppy respect, I don't understand how you could argue that's white supremacist rhetoric. For me, the poppy is just about veterans. It's not about, quote, real Canadians versus ungrateful interlopers, although this gentleman is very ungrateful by his tweet. What an ungrateful person, just in general. I don't care where he's from, I don't care his ethnicity, I don't care his citizenship status, I don't care. I care that he's saying such disrespectful things about a symbol of respect and remembrance. Now this is just the tip of the iceberg. Like, this is one of the worst tweets that I was able to find But that's not to say that all across the Twitterverse and in Canada itself, as you can see, Canadians discuss the meaning of wearing a poppy on Remembrance Day. So Don Cherry's broadcast has opened a discussion on the costs of war and the choice to wear a poppy. Although it is a choice, you obviously have a choice to put the poppy on or not. I think by not doing that, you are so ungrateful and so disrespectful. Not just about the society you live in, because that society is possible because of those who passed, but you're also, what disrespect to all of the people who died and suffered on our behalf and the future's behalf. Militarism, World War I and II were not militarism. It was fighting against evil. It was values and values, morals. It was about doing the right thing. All right? Hitler was militaristic, and people went to war to stop him. So, all across Twitter, people are saying that with Don Cherry's rant on immigrants, and they fought for Canada. They fought for the chance to give their lives for Canada. They fought for your right to choose. They are us. And it's pictures of Chinese and black Canadians, or just Asian Canadians and black Canadians, which, thank you for your service, gentlemen and ladies, of any ethnicity or race, of any nationality. Thank you for your service. Thank you for fighting for what you thought was right and for the future so that we could have this. And I'd like to end this video with talking about what the poppy itself represents. So I found this, I found an article from, I believe it was the Daily Mail, and it was from 2015. So this was just a little blurb I took out. A lovely military man selling poppies stopped me today and asked if he could reposition mine. While doing so, he told me that women should wear their poppy on their right side. The red represents the blood of all those who gave their lives. The black represents the mourning of those who didn't have their loved ones return home. And the green leaf represents the grass and crops growing in future prosperity after the war destroyed so much. The leaf should be positioned at 11 o'clock to represent the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month, the time that World War I formally ended. He was worried that younger generations wouldn't understand this, and his generation wouldn't be around for much longer to teach them. You know, one of the phrases that's used for Remembrance Day is "lest we forget." And I think by not wearing a poppy, by making the choice or just even forgetting to not wear a poppy, you're forgetting. And you know, when he says he's worried that the younger generation wouldn't understand this, I think that's something that Don Cherry was trying to convey to people, was that generations below his are forgetting the symbolism and the meaning and the importance of the poppy. Now, I've heard about how the red represents the blood and how the black represents the mourning. I've heard different variations of the green leaf, and this is the first time I've heard that women or men should have it on the left or right side. I think it's just important that you remember the symbolism of the poppy. What does it represent? What does it mean? And why do we wear it? It's not just to help current veterans. It's to remember those who died and sacrificed for us and our well-being. Never forget. I'm going to take 30 seconds of silence and end the video. Thank you very much for watching. never forget. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful Remembrance Day.